What is good, guys? Welcome to Tekken 8 Hot Takes, where I take your most nonsensical opinions and I make fun of them. Or not. Once every couple of months, someone actually surprises me with a good take, but let's just get straight into this, man. Heihachi isn't that hard from Matsu Flex. Yeah, this is absolute cap. Up until like blue ranks, this is probably true because Heihachi is definitely one of those characters where if you don't know what you're doing, you will absolutely get blown up. But it's not really hard to learn how to play against Heihachi. You sidewalk left because nothing he does tracks, take advantage of his pretty weak frames and don't let him snowball with stance offense. He's got no lows, so your opponent literally never has to worry about ducking. People like to say his god mode is broken, and that's just straight up noob opinions. It ain't that good, and he gets it once per game, like come on now. I think a lot of people think that the reason why he's easy is because of the combo damage and just damage overall, but Heihachi literally has to work overtime to get that damage, and he's also risking his life constantly, which is another bad thing about the character. Semi-related, but if Devil Jin didn't exist, Heihachi would be undisputed worst Mishima in the game. But moving on. Drip Lucas says, King is the real counter-hit paragon. This might actually be true. For those of you who don't know, the counter-hit paragon was a name originally given to Steve Fox. It's kind of a meme that they still call him this, despite him actually having one singular good counter-hit nowadays. But anyways, this is about King. Off the top of my head, I think that King back 1 is a 12-frame counter-hit tailspin. It's actually ridiculous for a character that's supposed to be a grappler. I think that shit might even be hit confirmable or Twitch confirmable or something confirmable. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But literally having a 12-frame counter hit anything in this game is pretty nasty. Down forward 2-1 I know for certain is a hit confirmable counter hit launcher, which is genuinely absurd because it's 13 frames and tracks the King's weak side. Also, when I say hit confirmable, this thing you literally have all day to confirm this shit. Like you can literally go outside, get some Popeyes, go to McDonald's, get a McFlurry, eat your food, have a wank, and then be like, oh, that was a counter hit. And you'd still have time to do a 12-hour shift at your Amazon warehouse job before clicking the follow-up. It's legit so brain dead. There's definitely more, I just can't think of them right now. But yeah, King is definitely the counter hit paragon in this game. The only other characters I can really think of that you could call this is probably like a Brian or a Lee or something. Counter hits as a whole were nerfed in Tekken 8, so it's pretty hard to think of a counter hit orientated character if they even exist. But like Brian and Lee have good counter hits. But yeah, next take. The man Bert thinks Tekken 8 isn't that bad and has decent balance. Okay. This game is technically somewhat balanced, right? Like, we all know the top 5 or so characters in this game are stupid and broken and the majority of balance complaints are usually about them. However, when you look past this, the balancing is actually very good. Basically, every character is viable right now. The only ones that I can think of that actually aren't viable are characters like Panda, and I want to say Devil Jin, but the reason I'm saying Devil Jin is more so to do with the bugs the character has and not his actual balancing. So not really Devil Jin. But yeah, practically you can get max rank with anyone in this game if you just play enough. This being said, technically this game is balanced, but in the same note, why people think this game is imbalanced isn't really due to the characters being retarded. I think it's more so to do with the mechanics of the game, like heat, rage, movement stuff, like all of that just being really shit. So Tekken 8 being balanced is like half right, the statement's half true. As for the game not being that bad, it is. It's really bad, which is why I'm making a Tekken 8 hot take video instead of actually playing the game. I don't think that this statement was saying this, but I do want to say that good balance doesn't necessarily mean fun. Like this game, you could have perfectly balanced mechanics, perfectly balanced characters, all that good shit, but in the end of the day, a lot of people just don't like heat, and don't like rage, and don't like cutscenes in their fighting game. Also, when everything is like too perfect, there's like no chaos in your game, which just isn't fun. Like, look at a game like Marvel Rivals. That game is not balanced, bro, but everyone fucks with it because it's chaotic. But you still have the reins in your hands to like be in control of what you're doing in the game, and that's very fun. Tekken 8 does not do this. They kind of wanted to go down the, oh, if everyone is OP, then nobody is OP route with this game. And they just ended up making a game with just random bullshit. Like, as an outsider looking in, or if I was someone new to Tekken, I would probably think that this is a great fighting game, right? But like, the more you learn about this game and the better you get at it, the more you realize actually how shit it is. And how it's just so different and not even really a Tekken game anymore. Like, the things that I liked about previous Tekken games were, one, the movement. Tekken has a super unique movement system with like Korean backdash and sidestep and sidewalk and stuff. The fact every character felt like an actual living entity, like everyone was so unique from each other. Even like Mishimas, who obviously share moves, are all completely different from one another. Labbing characters was also something that was cool as fuck to me back in the day. Tekken's neutral game also didn't feel like any other fighting game and had me hooked initially. You know, all the good stuff that Tekken has offered over the last few 10 years, whatever. But like, now movement is nerfed significantly because their devs thought it was too hard for noobs and too big of an entry barrier for them. Okay. You make every character a rushdown stance demon because characters were too complex and hard for noobs to play. Okay. Like, what is even the point of labbing in Tekken 8 when you're holding 2 to 3 50-50s around which can snowball and get you killed? Like, no amount of labbing will make you guess better, I've already said this. And so little neutral is played in Tekken 8, even that's basically gone. Like, this feels like a different game than what Tekken actually is or what Tekken was. So no, Tekken is that bad, but the balancing is alright, sure. Caliber says, bring back infinite stages. I actually 100% agree with this. If we were still playing under Tekken 7 mechanics and systems, I would say no, because Backdash 7 is lame. However, this game is naturally more aggressive, and every stage in this game feels small as shit aside from the fake infinite stages. So Backdash 7 wouldn't really be a thing. So yeah, add him back. Sean. I think that says Sean. Whatever. Leo and Shaheen are wasted character slots, and Panda. Bro, I have been saying this for fucking years, at least with Leo. These characters are so fucking lame. I actually have a name for characters like Leo and Shaheen. GNNCs. Generic, normie, noob characters. From like Tekken 6, Tekken keeps coming up with these characters that are like good at everything but like not insane at anything, like jack of all trades kind of characters, which wouldn't necessarily be that bad of a thing if they went about these characters in the right ways. Like, having a jack of all trades character is already kinda whack. Being decent at everything is already kinda boring, at least to me. But it's like the Tekken devs actively go out of their way to make these characters as boring as humanly possible, from the design to the gameplay. Like, bro, look at how dripless Shaheen was in Tekken 7, bro. How does one make a dripless Arab, bro? This shit is sad as fuck, bro. And their gameplay, oh my god, it's literally like playing an old man. Everything is so slow and oh my, but he's a bird or an eagle or something, so he's cool. Fuck off, man. Then look in Tekken 8, he's still dripless. It's better than Tekken 7 for sure, but still dripless. Fuck, man, dry as the Saharan desert out here, man. Ashier than my granddad's ankles. Get him the fuck out my face, fam. And as for Leo, this bitch is only in the game for DEI, I promise you. Because literally nobody gives a fuck about this character. And Leo's been here since like Tekken 6. That's literally 2 decades, fam. Get this bitch out of here, man. Oh, and for those of you who don't know what DEI is, Leo is essentially the diversity hire. Yeah, get Leo the fuck out of here, man. The worst thing is these characters are super lame. But like, Tekken doesn't do anything with these guys' characters in the story either. Like, these dudes are so fucking irrelevant, bro. As for Panda, like, listen here. I'm actually a fan of reskins in Tekken. Sometimes a character has like animations that you like or whatever, but you don't like the way that the character looks. So having another option has always been kind of cool to me. It was one thing that I liked about Tag 2. However, I don't think that applies to bears. Like, we already have a bear. Like, Kuma has always been like the bear, you know? Panda's just here as a mascot, bro. So yeah, wasted character slot. Whilst we're at it, I'll do you guys one better on this take. Master Raven, Victor, Raven, get them gone forever, bro. This whole like Raven, Master Raven, Victor like connected character thing that they got going on, just delete it, bro. Literally nobody gives a fuck about any of these characters anymore. Like, Raven has a cool design, but their gameplay is so corny, bro. Like, I literally don't care to see this character anymore. These guys are also irrelevant as well. Just get them gone, bro. Nakikyoku. I don't know how to say your name, bro. My bad. There is no fun character to play against. Okay, so this technically isn't true. However, the vast majority of characters in this game are extremely unfun to go against. You know what? Let's go by this one by one. Jin, extremely unfun. Kazuya is kind of middling. He can be extremely unfun to go against, but he can also be super fun to go against. June is pretty mid, I don't mind her. Paul is pretty fun to go against. A good lore player is really unfun to go against. King is very unfun. Lars very unfun. Ling unfun. Jack unfun. Nina unfun. As a Steve main, Asuka is absolute hell. However, she's probably okay for most characters. Leroy's pretty fun to go against sometimes. I like going against Lily. I like playing against Hwoarang. I'm pretty meh on Brian. Claudio I don't like playing against. Azucena is actually pretty fun to play against. Raven, very unfun. Yoshimitsu, very unfun. I don't like playing against Steve, but that's just because it's a mirror match and I don't like mirror matches. If I'm playing another character, Steve is pretty fun to go against. Dragunov, super unfun. Leo, super unfun. Shaheen, super unfun. Kuma, I'm kind of middling on, I don't mind. Feng, I don't mind. Panda, I don't mind. Zafina is very unfun. Lee is pretty unfun. Arlisa's unfun. Devil Jin is mid to unfun. Victor is very unfun. And Reina I actually do like playing against. So do whatever you want with that information, guys. Yes. As you can see, the man Rex is back. We brought him back here on trial after last meme review's shambolic actions. Okay, 240p meme. Oh my goodness. Oh my fucking god. Jin and Dragunov take more effort to climb within ranked than some of the low tiers due to everyone and their mum having labbed or played them. And who the fuck actually labs Azucena or Raven? Okay, this is somewhat true. In other Tekken games, this would have straight up been true. Like everyone knows in Tekken 7, if you just played a bear, you would probably get pretty far in ranked just off of that. But in Tekken 8, the gameplay systems are just so basic and straightforward that if you just play an OP character like Jin or Dragunov, like labbing isn't going to be the reason you beat those guys. Like I said this before, if Dragunov is constantly doing plus frames into 50-50 or Jin is just constantly forcing 50-50s, like labbing doesn't help you get better. I've already said this. Don't get me wrong, certain low tiers definitely do get away with some of the most heinous shit you will see in this game, and you can generally see that in the person who's playing them's playstyle. For example, I have never met a good Raven player, genuinely. Every time I lose to a Raven, it's just been them spamming the same knowledge check over and over and over. And despite these dudes just having free damage a lot of the times with knowledge checks, they still manage to drop rounds because they literally can't do anything else other than press gimmicky attack buttons. So yeah, these kind of players definitely get boosted. The thing with the higher tiers, like Jin and Dragunov, is that they really get boosted. Because as much as I hate to admit it, you still technically have to play Tekken to use these characters. It's not just knowledge check after knowledge check. Even if they are brain dead and just better than everyone else, you can still lose if you're not on your game, right? So whereas these gimmicky characters will give you initial free rank ups, around like blue rank / Tekken King, that shit is going to get shut down way more. Or you're going to face someone else who's doing what you're doing and you're going to pick up more L's. Playing a character like Jin or Dragunov, where as long as you have a basic understanding of the game, you're going to be able to reach ranks you have no business obtaining because your character just does everything better than your opponents. And you're only really going to lose when your opponent is just outright superior or someone who's doing the same thing as you in tier whoring, you know? Anyways, I think that's it for today, boys. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys.